Welcome to an action-packed round 4 of the 4 NCL Online. We're going to present word trying opening ideas, tricky tactics, and mouse lips, and last but not least, the wildest game of the round. So let's unravel the action. Let's start with the miserable mouse lips. French Grandmaster Maze resigned in 6 moves. Let's see how. e4, c5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, g6, bishop into c6, and here mouse slipped and he played b6, which was very unfortunate, and after bishop into a8, Maze resigned. So let's see the next one. Next comes Samurai, who plays for Gonzaga in the 2nd division. So let's see how it went. So here in this position, as you can see, Samurai played knight into d4, which I think was a mouse slip, and he lost a piece. Later in the game, he got some counterplay, but he couldn't survive, and he lost the game, which was very unfortunate. Hi Tarun, I hope you're doing well. So can you show us the word trying opening ideas?
Hi Trisha, I'm fine. I'm going to present Henry versus Paul game, and it's a very interesting game from this Royal Lopez, open Royal Lopez position. So Henry was white, e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, a6, bishop a4, knight f6, castles, knight takes e4, and after d4, black played the very tricky e takes d4. So the main lines are b5, bishop b3, d5, d takes e5, bishop e6, which is the open Spanish, but yeah, e takes d4 is quite tricky, and white should know a bit of theory to get a solid advantage. So after rook e1, attacking the e4 knight, d5, knight takes d4, and now white threatens f3 and knight takes c6, and black played a strong move, bishop d6, and after knight takes c6, bishop takes h2, good move. And here, if white wants to play for a queen, king h1 is the only move. If king takes h2, then queen h4 check, king g1, and queen takes f2. It's going to be a perpetual. After queen h4, a strong move, rook takes e4 check, d takes e4, queen d8 check, queen takes d8, knight takes d8, king takes d8, and now after king takes h2, bishop e6, and here Henry made a mistake, which is very hard to believe, knight c3. Here, any move like bishop e3 was okay, just preventing c5. And after knight c3, this is what black was hoping for, c5, good move. Now, black threatens b5, and after bishop b3, c4, and the bishop is trapped. So after knight c3, c5, here Henry played bishop g5 check, king c8, and he took the pawn on e4, and after b5, knight takes c5, b takes a4. It was a very complicated game. Endgame, and soon black managed to get a full point. So this was from my end. Over back to you, Trisha.
Thanks, Tarun, for your explanation on Henry's game. Now let's move on to tricky tactics. So the first game we will see is the former Irish champion Ryan Joseph, who plays for the St. Benilde's team in Division 2. So here, as you can see, black played d takes e5, and here white took bishop takes e5, bishop d6, protecting the queen, and here white played a really nice move, which is bishop into h7 check. And after king h7, rook takes d6, rook takes d6, here Ryan played c5, winning the rook on d6, and slowly won the game. So now the next game is the game which I played. So I was playing white with Declan Shafi. So I was playing with the white pieces, and in this position, as you can see next to me, here after h6, white has 2 options. Knight f3, or he can try with knight f7. And here I played knight f3. But as I analyzed my game and I checked that knight into f7 was a really nice move. And after king takes f7, f5. As you can see, all my pieces are developed, and black pieces, the c8 bishop, the knight on b8, the rook on a8 are not developed. So I could have taken the development advantage and sacrificed my knight. So the variation goes like after knight f7, king f7, f5, and here king g8, f takes e6, and then something like king h7, rook f7, and white has a lot of compensation, and white is better in this position. So that's it for the tricky tactics. So now we'll see slippery endgame. So here Tom was white, as you can see. Here Tom played queen e8, which I think is a slight inaccuracy. He had a better move than this. Instead of queen e8, white should play c5, fixing the structure. And if something like b5, white is slightly better because now his pawns are on the dark squares and his bishop is a light squared bishop. But in the game, Tom played queen e8, knight g8, bishop h5, g6, bishop f3, king g7, queen a8, and here black got the chance to play c5, and after Tom played b5, and now the difference is that the pawns are on this light squares, as you can see, c4 and b5, which is bad because when white has a light squared bishop, it's bad. And Tom soon lost the game. Now we're going to see the wildest game of round 4 for NCL Online. So, the game was played by Irish junior player Lara Putter. So Lara was white in this game. So the moves went like d4, f6, which is really dubious, c4, king f7. I really don't have any explanation to this move, but still, okay. And after knight f3, black played king e6. I think he wants to get checkmate in the middle of the board. And after king e6, Lara played g3, c6, bishop h3 check, king d6, bishop f4 check, e5, d takes e5 check, king c7, ef6, and after some moves, just black resigned. So as you can see, this was a really wild game, and I hope you enjoyed this too. This was our roundup for the round 4 of the 4NCL Online. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to ChessATC.